Hey, it's Meredith Geddes for City Lights on Novus TV. Well, by now you've probably seen and even laughed at a few of her viral comedic YouTube videos, and chances are you've even related to a couple. Leenda D is a local comedian who's found her fame by poking fun at her Asian heritage, the local Vancouver scene, and the daily trials and tribulations of her generation on a YouTube channel that's garnered over 100,000 different subscribers.
You know you're Vietnamese when your mom always comments on your weight.
How did you even get started doing all of these videos?
Well, I started my channel when I was 18 years old, and I've always loved telling stories. And so I love the fact that I can just think of something in my mind and then bring it to life through filmmaking.
Now, you said that you like to tell a story, which is fair, but you also have a huge comedic level to all of your videos. Have you always been, a funny person and really into the comedy scene?
I've always loved comedy. My mom tells me I'm funny, so I'm like, I'll roll with it, and hopefully other people will think I'm funny as well.
Now, do you find it difficult being a female comedian? Because a lot of people say it's harder for women to be comedians than it is for men for a number of different reasons.
I do find it harder because people usually don't see girls being silly. It's kind of seen as weird, oh, girls are supposed to be looking this way or acting this way, so I do find it harder for girls to be comedians.
Now, where do you get your ideas for the videos?
A lot of it is just inspiration, walking along the street or just going to a party, and then an idea just pops in my mind, and I'm like, I think that's pretty funny. I'm gonna write a script about that. And my favorite video is, I think, Asian Mean Girls. It's a stereotype of just girls in Vancouver, or just actually parts of different parts of the world. I got to play a character I never usually play, and so that's one of my favorites.
This is such a cute bag.
Thanks. So fake.
Ew. Pathetic.
Yeah. I'm a loser who wears fake bags.
So are you always a character in your own videos?
Usually, most of the content I have, it's I do vlogging or I'll be having a character, but yeah, usually a character.
Okay, and I've watched a bunch of your videos and I've noticed that you are not the only character. How do you convince these people to be in your videos knowing that it's going to go viral and knowing that so many people are going to be watching them and laughing at them? Is that hard?
It is hard. I'm very blessed that I have friends that are so supportive and yeah, sure, I'll come and watch, and I'll come help out and be in my videos. They're just so down to do it. It's kind of new, and so yeah, that's why they all come out and hang out.
What video first did you notice start to kind of take off or start to go viral?
Asian Mean Girls. When I posted that video up, my viewing and subscribing counting just jumped. People from Germany and Singapore and Korea. I'm like, how is this going there? So that's when I first noticed it.
Another one that was huge that a number of people actually recognize you from as soon as I mention it is the 7 different types of Vancouver girls. That one got a little bit of negative reception, I noticed, in a few places. How do you deal with negative reception like that?
I just kind of brush it off. A lot of it I do just to poke fun. I'm not trying to be serious. Everything I do is for comedy.
And how often do you shoot your YouTube videos?
Every week. For the idea, it's usually a week or so. Filming and video editing, it's about 3 days. So 3 days to film, depending on people's schedule, and then about 3 days to edit. It's a crazy schedule, but it's something that I love doing.
What do you use to edit?
I use iMovie. A lot of people hate me for that because it's such a simple program, but iMovie does the trick. It works for me, so I use iMovie.
Right now you're doing weekly videos. Is there something that you've kind of got your eye on in the future that you're hoping to make happen?
In the future, maybe if it happens, but moving to LA. The YouTube scene there is huge, and I did go there just a couple weeks ago and I learned so much there. And a lot of people told me to move down there, so I think the next step is moving to LA and also creating a business as well with my YouTube channel.
It's always so great to see local talent getting recognized and appreciated around the world. If you want to see some of the videos that Leenda's put together, you can check them out on her YouTube page at Leenda D Productions, or you can follow her on Twitter at Leenda Dong. For City Lights on Novus TV, I'm Meredith Geddes.
We ran out of Nutella.